Good grief. Why do they never go in for me? Hey everybody, back again. Got another vinyl Wodge. Yeah, I haven't done one of these for a while. Getting really behind, as per usual. Silly really. Anyway, so, yes. Got a few records, as per usual, just to show you, share, and I've listened to them all, so I can give you my opinion on them all. A few of these I've been waiting for a long time to get on vinyl. A long time, and this is one of them. So this is Duran Duran Notorious. So this was released after they slimmed down basically to a three-piece with a couple of other sidemen, although I think one of the sidemen has been with them ever since. So whether I don't think he's ever been considered a full member though. So this was released after the band split into two, into Arcadia and the Power Station, and then Andy Taylor and Roger Taylor both left the band, and we got the trio of John Taylor, Nick Rhodes and Simon Le Bon. This is when Duran went kind of more adult. Did they try and go more adult? I think this is a superb album. I absolutely love this album. I think this was the album that actually got me right back in, really into them. I absolutely love the singles of this. Notorious, Skin Trade and Mi El Presidente I thought were absolutely brilliant pop music. Love that inner sleeve with the label in the centre. And then I went back and started to get into Rio and the rest of it after that. I did kind of like them, but I really liked them after this. I loved this album. So brilliant to finally get a copy on vinyl. And speaking of Duran Duran, I also managed to get a copy of this, which I've been waiting to get for the longest time. So this is Power Station, released in 1985. So the band comprised of John Taylor, Andy Taylor, Robert Palmer, and Tony Thompson on drums. So this is the band that formed when Duran Duran took a break after, was it 7 and a Ragged Tiger? I always had the two singles. I had the two 7-inches, Some Like It Hot, which I think is a brilliant pop song, and their version of Get It On, which was slated, I think, at the time, but I actually really like it. It's a kind of a more, I mean, it's the production is just full on it, absolutely ridiculously so. But I really like this album, and it didn't disappoint. There's the inner, the lyrics on the other side. Quite a nice sort of in the theme label there. So I was well chuffed to get this. Absolutely loved hearing it. I've definitely heard it before, whether I had it recorded off something or, but it was great to actually pick that up finally. I did have this on CD, but I saw this and I thought, right, I'm having this. So we've got Pot Will Eat Itself. I think this is their first, second, possibly their third album, No Cure for Sanity. No, I love this band. I think they're absolutely brilliant and ahead of their time. So the singles on this were X, Y, and Z. Their World Cup '90 song, Touched by the Hand of Cicciolina, which is genius. And I think they were the two, X, Y, and Z, Touched by the Hand of Cicciolina. I think they were the two singles of it. Really dancey, this one. Much more so than either Box Frenzy or the one that came after it, which name escapes me at the moment. Very influenced with, sounds a lot like Italian house music, kind of house music in general, much more dancey, not so many guitars on it, but still love it. It's still got their trademark tongue-in-cheek, sarky, brummy attitude. I think, although they're not Brummies, are they? They're from Stourbridge. They can't. So I shouldn't say that. Steve will jump on me for that. Absolutely love this album. There we go. Label. Oh, it's a bog standard, pretty boring label, to be honest. There we go. Great stuff. Absolutely great stuff. Absolutely took me right back listening to that. Right, now this is a record I'd never heard before, and it's real good album. I really enjoyed it. So this is Jim Steinman and Bad for Good. So this constitutes what would have been Meatloaf's follow-up to Bat Out of Hell. So Jim Steinman produced Bat Out of Hell, and he wrote all the songs, took them to Meatloaf, but Meatloaf had lost his voice. So I think they did try and record them, and in fact Meatloaf has recorded a whole load of this album on other albums since. But Jim Steinman decided to record it himself. It is so close to Bat Out of Hell. It is obviously the follow-up. Songs are great. Songs are just as good as anything on... well, probably not quite as good as Bat Out of Hell, but it's great. It's just a shame Meatloaf didn't sing it, because it would have lifted it to another level. But it's good as it is. And this one came with the free 7-inch, which features. This basically bookends the album. So you play side A of the single, which is an instrumental prologue called Storms. Play the album, and then you got Rock and Roll Dreams Come Through as the epilogue. Basically, it's the same sort of lyrical themes as Bat Out of Hell, but it's absolutely brilliant. Guitars played all the way through by Todd Rundgren, which I was quite surprised at. Yeah, on the Epic label. I'll get the label out. There it is. There we go. Absolutely loved it. I thought this was a great album. I remember when I was back in sixth form, somebody I knew bought this, and I thought, what on earth is that? And now I know. So there we go. I don't know, 30 years after the fact, and as per usual, I can't get that in. Oh, right, put it down. Put it down. This glue's come apart. Right. Next up, I also picked up this, which was a blind buy to me, but I'm sure those American viewers out there will know, well, of a certain age, I guess, will know about this lot. This is Greg Kine Band and Kinespiracy. Lovely pun on words. This was kind of a game of two halves, this. I really liked side A, which is kind of more of a pop rock, early 80s pop rock sound. Virgin on Power Pop? Virgin on it. They had a massive single off here called Jeopardy, which was number 2 in the Billboard 100, second only to Beat It, on the Berserkly label. Yeah, side A was great. Side B is much more commercially orientated. It's much more of that typical early 80s American rock sound. And while it's not bad, well, they do a fairly mundane cover of I Fall to Pieces, sort of sped it up, and so it's a mid-tempo rocker, which didn't really work. But side A, cracking stuff. Side B, so half a good album. Entertaining enough. I also picked up another copy of Alice's Restaurant, because the copy I had was crackly as heck. This one's only slightly better, but it is better, and it is much more listenable. So, for those who don't know, Alice's Restaurant, it's a really folky album. Side 1 is a side-long song all about Alice's restaurant and the story of how it's a story of how Arlo dumps a load of trash down a cliff, gets caught out by the local sheriff, story of a trial, and then basically goes through the draft for Vietnam and gets booted out because he had a criminal record for tossing a load of trash. It's a good song. It's a great song, and the bit on the side 2 is entertaining as well. So I do like this, which is why I got another copy of it. And then not to round it off, because I've got a single to show as well. Also picked up a copy of Waylon and Jesse. Now this was a really big disappointment. This is just bland. I did not rate this at all. In fact, I don't know if I would ever play this again. It's got a cover of You Can Never Can Tell. It's Waylon Jennings and Jesse Coulter. I think were they married at the time, or they were this didn't do it for me at all, which is a shame, but there you go. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Yeah, just to round it off, I also picked up a 10-inch. I like 10 inches. So this is I Like Trains. So they're a band from Yorkshire in the UK. They specialise in kind of broody, on Wikipedia it says post-rock, but it's not post-rock. It's broody indie. I heard it more, probably a Joy Division influence more than anything else. So not really post-punk though either. It's not bad. I got it because I'd heard a lot about, I remember hearing about I Like Trains, and I'd never really heard them. I thought, should I get this? Yeah, why not? It was cheap anyway. And give it a listen, and it's okay. Maybe if I saw a CD or something for like £1, then I would definitely investigate further. But I wouldn't invest a lot of time or effort in searching them down. But yeah, it was alright. Let's show the label. So very, very plain label, as you can see. Actually, it is quite Joy Division-esque. I'm sure they did labels, that kind of minimalist aesthetic to a lot of their labels. But there we go. I Like Trains. Right. So, whoa. So thanks very much for watching. Little update there. And I'll be back again soon with yet more waffle, drivel and piffle. So I'll see you all again soon. Cheers, everybody. Bye.